We're talking today, Moody Hairball. Hairball performing at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair Thursday, July 8th in Chippewa Falls. You had essentially an Ask Me Anything on Facebook as the quote-unquote new guy. Okay, how long have you been in Hairball?
It's been about 2 months. I think I joined the beginning of May. I was out with my other band, Thunderstruck, America's AC/DC, and I joined at the beginning of May, I believe it was. I think May 6th or 7th was my first date with the band, and I've been with them ever since, and it's just been fantastic.
All right, so what characters are you going to be, or characters / vocalists / songs, which ones are we going to be seeing so we know to go, okay, that's the guy we heard in the interview. Which ones are they?
Well, the ones that I'll be tasked with doing is Dee Snider of Twisted Sister, Tom Keeper of Cinderella, Kevin DeBro of Quiet Riot, and, of course, Brian Johnson of AC/DC.
Nice. By the way, have you heard about or read the book Nothing But a Good Time, what just came out not that long ago about 80s hard rock, metal and such, especially the LA scene? Are you familiar with that one?
Yes, I have it at my house. Believe it or not, it was delivered last week, and it's sitting on my dining room table for me to take on my next plane trip to meet the guys to go to Duluth this weekend. So I will be catching up on the plane.
Oh, good. I gave it a read in May, and even though you see the page count, you're like, oh boy, it's about 500 pages. It's a quick read, and it's a good one. So, I think you're going to really enjoy it. And go ahead.
As long as it has a lot of pictures in it, that's all that matters to me.
I'll put it this way: there aren't that many pictures, but it will leave a visual impression, if that makes any sense. Yeah. The other way I can put it is I have a newborn daughter's 3.5 months old, and I'm reading this, like I said, a couple months ago, and I'm reading through this, and I look up at my wife, and I'm like, this is a book I'm not going to be reading my daughter at any point. Okay, so
probably not.
No. But so you're gonna get a kick out of it. It goes through a whole lot of stuff. There's a good reason you got that book in it, and to channel those guys even more. You wrote, or it's written about you, and you literally wrote on the website about Kiss. And all things Kiss. One of the lines there is, what is it? You said, like, even the crappiest records. Is there a Kiss song you would not perform live?
Oh, they're all Kiss, man. It's big dumb rock. I mean, everybody loves Kiss. Well, most people do. The smart ones do. The thing about Kiss is it's just big dumb fun, and that's what this show is about. It's about forgetting about your problems. And when you walk into our show, you got 2 hours of bombastic rock and roll, a celebration of life, a celebration of fun, a celebration of hedonism, and just total, just behavior that you wouldn't normally. You just lose everything at the door. The problems that were in your life when you walked in are not there for 2 hours when you come to a Hairball show. So Kiss represents that. So why not play any Kiss song? If it celebrates that, count me in.
For the singers that you are singing, how do you train to recreate the sound, especially that part, and the mannerisms too? I mean, that's the expectation with a band like Hairball. And when I did my last interview back in December, it was the same thing. It was about recreating that look, recreating the effect. So how do you train for those particular singers? Because they all have their subtleties. They all have their individual nature, even if it's the same broad genre. Oh, there's so much nuance involved. So how do you do that?
Well, you're exactly right. But the great thing is that being the age group that I'm in, the demographic that I'm in, I grew up in the time of these artists and these performers. So I've got probably a 35-year head start on anybody else doing it that has never done it before. So I watch these guys on MTV. I watch these guys live in concert. I've seen these performers for years and years. Doesn't make it any easier, but it does give you a jump start on trying to do the mannerisms and the, idiosyncrasies of each individual artist and character. Now, mine are just insanity. They're just crazy guys. Dee Snider is a Muppet come to life, basically. He's got the shoulder pads and he's got all kinds of shiny stuff on and he's got the big hair. And he is a true joy to perform. And I can tell you right now, his vocals are highly underrated. He is an incredible singer. Kevin DuBrow, he was crazy, just all over the stage. So that's pretty easy for me to do. Tom, he kind of just stood there and rocked and had a great time and looked cool with his guitar. I can do that. And then Brian Johnson, he was just a bulldog, so it wasn't much of a stretch for me because I've been seeing these guys and these performers, these incredible performers my whole life. So it wasn't that big of a deal. And it wasn't that hard for me to get done.
Well, speaking of Brian Johnson, and when I was talking to HBK in December, that was right after AC/DC released Power Up, it was like a month later. You actually singing Brian Johnson, and I'll ask the same question I asked of HBK. What is your take on the new album and the sound of AC/DC after all these years, especially now without Malcolm Young? I know there was the influence of songwriting on the album. I know that, but in this era, what did you think?
Oh, they're phenomenal. They're timeless. Their songs are timeless. The album is phenomenal. They did a wonderful job on that record. Power Up is fantastic from top to bottom. There's not a bad song on it. And it's like Angus Young says, critics get on them because they did, they did the same album, 13 times in a row, and he corrected them and says, no, we did the same album 14 times in a row. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Those guys are timeless. Their music is grooving and pounding, and everybody loves it. Everybody from little old ladies to little kids, little old men to little boys, people, just losing their teeth and people just getting their teeth. Everybody loves AC/DC. Everybody.
What of all the songs you do in Hairball, which was knowing that you know the songs, but which was the toughest to execute just the right way?
I'm still crafting, some of these performers, but the one, you wouldn't believe it, but the one giving me the most fits that was in the beginning was Dee Snider, because he is different. He's just different. He's an incredible singer. He's got an incredibly powerful voice. And you're wearing a lot of equipment. You're wearing a lot of gear. You got makeup on, you got shoulder pads on, you got a wig on, you got, these spandex with all kinds of jinglies and janglies on you. And it's just, he is a performer in every sense of the word, vocally and visually. So his character is definitely challenging, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. How did you get the gig to join the band?
Well, their singer prior to me, who's fantastic, by the way, had left the band, and they called me. They had found my name had kept coming up as a replacement, and they reached out to me. They'd been watching me for a period of time via Thunderstruck, and enjoyed what I did, and they enjoyed our product. And they give me a call probably at the beginning, probably mid-March. They give me a call, and they asked me if I would be interested in entertaining the idea of joining Hairball. And we got together in a room, and it was just magic, as it were. We got in the same room, and sparks started flying, and I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. and we hit it off immediately, and here we are. Now I'm on your radio show, so this is pretty cool.
What is the most unexpectedly cool part of being in Hairball?
All of it. I mean, it's just these guys care. I mean, they care about your good time. When you show up, I mean, you've got over 100. You've got 6 figures worth of entertainment sitting up there. These guys spend the money so you have a good time. They care about what happens to you that night, and they want to take you on a ride. And when you walk out, I don't know about your day job, but whenever I walk out and they shoot off $500 worth of fireworks because I'm walking out there, that's pretty cool. Not many people get their job like that. Whenever they can walk out, maybe if you can walk into your office and they shoot off $500 worth of fireworks, but this is the first time that's happened to me. So it's pretty cool. And like I said, they just. Everything that they do, they care about what the fan sees and what the fan feels like, and how the person showing up from the very front row to the very back of the arena or the festival sees the show and how they feel. They care about all of it, and we care about all of it. So that's the best part of it.
Is there any song you've done, either in Thunderstruck or now in Hairball, that maybe, understanding that you're obviously playing the songs that people really want to hear, but are there any songs where you went, wow, I didn't think this song was going to get that reaction. It's even more popular than we thought.
Well, I mean, We're Not Gonna Take It has been played and played and played and played and played. I mean, we've beat it to the ground. Everybody's heard it a million times. But when we play it, it's like the first time anybody's ever heard it. And it is amazing, the response. It's like a number one hit that just came out and it just went to number one. These people sing it so loud. I feel like U2, like Bono of U2, up there holding the microphone and they're singing this song louder than the band. It is absolutely crazy to hear them sing that back to us, and it's so much fun, and people just get into it and lose themselves, and it's great.
If you could choose any song of just a favorite of yours that you could perform live with Hairball, and it could be deep cut, whatever, perfect world, what song would you add to the list?
Well, I mean, that's the thing about Hairball. We're not into pleasing ourselves or serving ourselves. We're into serving the majority. So you don't really get that opportunity. But that question right there, if we're living in a fantasy, I mean, anything off the first 6 AC/DC records would be great. Anything off Powerage, maybe Kicked in the Teeth or Up to My Neck in You. Anything off of Destroyer, maybe God of Thunder, or, maybe War Machine, something like that whenever I get to do the Gene Simmons. Or, maybe, I don't know, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll for Twisted Sister. That would be great. Cinderella, maybe do, I don't know, Night Songs. It could be any number of songs from the characters that I do. But, I mean, just as I said just a moment ago, unfortunately, we don't live in that world. What we do live in is serving the fan, serving the customer that walks in the door. We want everybody to know every single song. We want everybody to sing every single chorus. We want you to spill beer, leave sticky, broken, confused. That is our job.
You mentioned your favorite vocalist, Ronnie James Dio, was one of them, and I literally this morning got an email from one of my PR contacts talking about Rainbow in the Dark, the autobiography. Are you familiar with that coming out?
I am. Has it came out yet?
It says July 27th, so not long from now.
Can't wait to get it.
I was going to say, so why Ronnie? I mean, I shouldn't really ask why does someone like Ronnie James Dio, but you're a singer and you know the music. What about him in particular do you like about his singing?
He's so earthy and powerful, and if you ever seen him in concert, he never had a bad show. He never had an off night. I've seen him probably 25 times. And he's just an amazing performer, incredible songwriter. He crafted great songs. Every outfit that he'd ever been in, from Rainbow to from Elf to Rainbow to Black Sabbath to his solo stuff, he was always on point, always fantastic, always tasty, tight, very good vocals. He never cheated you out of anything, and he always cared about the fans. How much more can you say about a performer than that? I mean, that is the perfect singer.
Yeah. You got a chance to sing a lot in the Twin Cities. I know I was watching in the Facebook interview you or the Facebook Ask Me Anything about the Minneapolis area. Was Edina and that whole area? How have you ever gotten a little bit further east over here into western Wisconsin, over towards the Eau Claire area at all, by chance?
Well, I can tell you this, that I have a great relationship with that area, with Wisconsin and Minnesota, playing the Medina, I've played all over Wisconsin, from Oshkosh to Racine to Neillsville to Green Bay, on and on and on. I mean, I've been to so many places. The people in Wisconsin and Minnesota and up north and Illinois, the NFC North, if you will, are the salt of the earth. You folks, I'm sure you can hear in my voice. I got a bit of hillbilly in my voice here, but you guys are definitely. You could actually be honorary Southern states, because you all are the nicest people on the planet. I enjoy coming up here every chance I get, if not only for the cheese.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would encourage you when you're at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. I mean, I don't know how much you can eat off of your set there, if you guys can get anything inside there, but I believe it's the Optimist Club cheese curds are the go-to at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair. That's the local one. If you get the chance, get those. But like you said, you can't go wrong with the cheese, especially up here. I mean, my gosh, Colby cheese is literally named after a town not that far from here. So that's how central we are to cheese here in western Wisconsin. So as long as you get some from around here, you're in good shape, and you'll find that at the fair on July 8th for sure.
Oh my God, I'm optimistic that I'll get to the Optimist Club cheese house. But I promise you this: you all have the best summer sausage. You got the best cheese. You got the coldest beer.
Mm-hmm.
You folks live right. You live right.
We do.
That is you got. Wisconsin can easily be Alabama. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's just the way it is.
The only difference, I think, is you guys got the Crimson Tide, we got the Packers, and I think the passion level is about the same between the two.
It really is.
It pretty much so. So when you're up here on the 8th, what you basically described it, but for anyone who's seen Hairball before, and Hairball's been at the fair before, so I mean you're going to get a good audience. I can preview that right now. Expect a good time when you're up on stage. What's different, if anything, about this show compared to prior Hairball shows? What's different for 2021 for Hairball, if anything?
Well, like I said, they spend money so you don't have to see the same show. Every year they dump hundreds of thousands of dollars into the production. This year they've got 5 LED screens that are monsters. I mean, it takes up the whole stage. We got more pyro than we've ever had. We've got more, and now we're going to have flames. We're going to have pyro cannons, if you will, and they're going to line the stage. You're going to see fire that's going to be 20 feet high. You're going to see everything that you ever wanted to see, every overstimulation you can think of. We're going to try to burn the retinas out of your eyes and blow your eardrums up. That's the intention. Every single time we strap up, we want to crush your skull.
The best part will be if that sound can get to the south side of Eau Claire from the north side of Chippewa Falls, which, based on the geography of this area, if it's carrying that far, that's a really, really, really good sign. So we're looking forward to that on July 8th. Dave, Moody, thanks for taking time to chat today. Hairball, July 8th, Northern Wisconsin State Fair. It's going to be fun. If this interview has not whetted anyone's appetite, I don't know what would, outside of the cheese curds, obviously. Thanks for taking the time. Glad you're in Hairball, and we look forward to the show coming up in July.
Thank you so much. God bless you guys. I can't wait to see you at a show. We are going